Chessington have put plans forward for the removal of the Flamingos in replacement for the Lorikeets. In this video, we're going to take a look at the latest plan permission from the park as they look for a summer transition from the Lorikeets from Wild Asia right the way over to Zufari. First, let's take a look at the site. The site itself is located right by the Zufari entrance. In fact, some of it used to be the Zufari queue line, which has been cut back this season. Part of the Rhino lookout will also play a part of this, as well as the Flamingos themselves. The greater Flamingos, which the park has, look like they are going to be removed as opposed to being relocated. There's no mention of them being relocated, but there's also no mention of them being removed. They definitely won't be here one way or another. The park's Lorikeets have been over in Wild Asia since 2010 when the area opened, but work is progressing really fast on Minecraft for 2027, with the moving of the Lorikeets now critical for both of them, to be honest, for them to come over to Wanyama Village and indeed for Minecraft to continue. And it will be a full redevelopment of this area. Now, as you can see, this is the area as it stands at the moment with the Flamingos. They do have their own pool area, but there's no access other than from above to actually see them. You can sometimes see them from the Zufari attraction as well, but there's not any kind of walk-in or particular viewing area to see them. Sometimes it is quite honestly pot luck. Now, there is actually more to this project as well before we go into it, and that is the whole change which Chessington are proposing over the next couple of years. They've made it quite clear that they want to really segregate the theme park and the zoo experience from the way that zoos and theme parks have evolved over the years. At the moment, animals are kind of spread across the park. Now, as you can see from this map, although it's not 100% clear what the lines mean, I think it's pretty obvious that the outlines in red are ones that are going to be changing or indeed moving or indeed closing over the next couple of years. And that includes Land of the Tiger with the two remaining Amu Tigers, which are quite elderly, and indeed Trail of the King, which is not looking its best. Now, there isn't a lot of room over in Wanyama Village, but it would be lovely if the park could stay to its heritage and really use the zoo side to keep the animals intact. Now, it is odd on here because it's not really showing places like sea lions or indeed capybaras or raccoon area, kind of Amazu area, as an area for moving. And I have to be honest, I wouldn't expect them to move. I think it's the larger animals which are likely to be condensed down and brought over here. And it's weird because we had a monkey and bird walk through down in Transylvania before it became Transylvania. That was then moved to where the hotels were, and it would actually be perfect now to have that kind of thing at Chessington World of Adventures. Could you imagine having a lemur walk through, for instance? It would really suit the park rather than many big animals outside the Zufari trek. Fingers crossed that's for the future. But as we can see with the plans now as we go forward, all that's been submitted is work to take place in July and August. That's right, they're looking for a quick turnaround on this, a complete completion of the area through July and August, and that will bring the ground level up, and it will obviously be more space than what it's using now. Half the Rhino lookout will be reduced, and this will be part of the pen, kind of the sales stall, if you will, for the nectar as you walk in. And obviously they need air gates as well for a double entrance to make sure none of the birds get out. And that's all in the plan here. Quite detailed, and it seems quite a lot of work as well, given that they'll need to kind of flatten out the area a little bit and make it accessible for people to be able to walk around it. Now, the enclosure itself doesn't look too dissimilar, to be honest, to the one that's in Wild Asia. There'll be the pool in the middle, and the pool in the middle does say it will be brought up to a good standard. It's not necessary for it to be any more than sort of a pond for the Flamingos, but it will need to be a better standard for the Lorikeets. And of course, there will be walking around areas, fencing, and a colour scheme. Oddly enough, this colour scheme, which you see on the screen now, is demonstrated from a Netherlands bike stop. That's where they've got it from. That's where they like the cladding from. A lot of work to do. Now, it hasn't been granted quite yet. We expect it to be honest. But there is quite a lot of work to do, and it will bring quite a lot of disruption to this area during July and August. But we'll be ready, and hopefully this will then be able to stay open for the closed season, because at the moment we can't get up this end of the park for closed season. They've shut off the tigers the last couple of times as well. So it'd be really nice to see this, and I've always said it, keep Zufari open for winter and have a real zoo experience. What are your thoughts on these changes at Chessington? Let us know in the comments below.